Hey, what's up, VC? Joakim here. Today I'm coming at you with a contest. You know, following the tradition of the VC, I'm gonna do a contest to celebrate 100 subscribers. It seems like everybody did this, everybody's doing this. Every time you hit some subscriber mark, it's a good excuse to throw a contest out here. I'm gonna keep with the Jonases and do it one myself. So this contest will be pretty simple, I believe. There will be 3 rules, and what's at stake here, I am not gonna send records to anyone. I'm not gonna send VCLT to anyone because I don't want to send anything to someone that eventually already have those records. I'm not going to be the judge and the jury to determine which video is the best or whatever. I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know I'm going to be able to keep track of this. I assume you'll have to tag me in order for me to watch a video. So if you do a video, if you jump into this contest, I will pick up your name, throw it in a pirate hat, and I pull a name, and the name will get 50 bucks that you can do whatever you want to do with it. Buy records, pay your student loans, get oil change, whatever rocks your boat. It's up to you. The main idea behind this is to keep the community engaged. That's all. So first rule will be to try to not push it past 20 minutes. If you can stick within 15 to 17 minutes, that'll be great. Second rule is, I want you to show a record that you listen to, not a guilty pleasure. Let's try to not do a too cool to school kind of thing here. I want you to show a record that you like, that you think that, a big majority of your subscribers will be like, what the hell? Does she listen to that crap? A record like that, and I'm gonna show you mine. So that's the crap that I like. EMF, Shepard Dip. I'm gonna ramble about it. If you're not familiar, go check it out. I know you guys say, what the hell? It listens to that shit. Yeah, and by the way, the only hit that they had came out from this record is the worst song on the record, but don't judge me. Second rule, actually third rule. First rule, no longer than 20 minutes. Second rule, a shitty record that you like. Third rule, you can show as many records as you want. Ideally, if you can stick between 10 to 15, will be fine. But I want you to show records, and they will depict the storyline, how you became passionate about music, and you're still passionate about music, and why you collect not why you collect records, but how you become a record collector. Because like myself, I don't consider myself a collector, but people tell me, how can you not consider yourself a record collector when you had a shit ton of records? That looks like collecting. It does, but it's just a result of a passion, Anyways, you get the picture. So I'm gonna show my records, tell a little bit about myself, my storyline, and I hope this serves you guys as a guideline to what I would like to see here. But anyways, I like punk, so there's no rules. There's leeway for you to do whatever you want to do, and just be honest, just be yourself. That's all. Anyways, so for me, music, how did it start? Family. I don't come from a family that was a tradition to listen to music in a house. No. We will listen to music on road trips. My mom loved Elvis, loved the Beatles. I like the Beatles. I like Elvis more because I'm more familiar with Elvis. Never took time to dip into the Beatles, so I cannot talk about it. I don't have knowledge to even try to have an opinion about it. But anyways, that's how it started. But for me, how it really started was probably age 6. My mom made a mistake of allowing me, took me to a video store and allowed me to rent a VHS tape of Alice Cooper. and that was like the whoa moment. You know, I was obsessed with Alice Cooper. I think my mom had to pay extra fines. I think eventually she ended up buying that VHS tape from the video store for me. I was so obsessed with Alice Cooper. Love Alice Cooper till this day. Every time he plays live, if I'm around, I have a chance to see him, I do not hesitate. Sadly, I don't own Alice Cooper records. I only have one, which I didn't even knew I had it, but I do, and fucking sucks. Constrictor, terrible. Who wants to hear Thrill My Gorilla? Nobody. But you guys know Alice Cooper, how great he was. After that, within age 8, 9 o'clock, something around that, I had a good friend. We used to spend a lot of time together. He had an older sister that she used to take us to the park and stuff like that. Kind of like almost babysitting us. And she, I don't want to, I don't want to come across as sexist or nothing like that, because I'm not like that. But you know, it's a boys will be boys situation. But she had this friend that will join us, take us to the park, and she had these humongous breasts. And as a result of that, anything that she do, say, it was like religion to me. I was always in tune. And that chick, that girl, favorite band was Creedence Clearwater Revival, which is a band that I love. Even not long ago, I went to see John Fogerty, and it was fucking awesome. After that, maybe a year later, or maybe next summer, my parents may be tired of my shenanigans, you know, getting in trouble with the neighbors, throwing rocks at street lamps. They shipped my ass to Paris to spend the summer in Paris with family. I have family there. So they sent me there. I ended up saying to my uncle, and then he ended up sending me to stay with my cousin, which was probably like 13 years older than me, so he was a young adult at the time. And I stayed with them, and I recall vividly staying in this tiny little apartment, and they had a lot of records there. And I remember just as a curious looking into it. Probably I didn't even knew what to do with it. I was just looking into it, just digging. It could be books, but it was records. And there was a record that I saw it. Remember clearly, I saw it, and I didn't listen to it, but I saw it. It was this record. And this image, it just got stamped in my brain. It didn't take much longer for me to listen to this, but this took it, you know, got in my yeah. You get the picture. Also, within that, on that summer in Paris, there was a band that I saw. I remember was a French band called Trot's Kids, which is this band. I'm showing these two records because if you're not familiar with the band, you can get these fairly cheap. It's a compilation, Volume 1, Volume 2. You get everything by them. It's a fantastic early French punk band. But I saw that band and I find this pretty disturbing. I remember the record, the cover of the record is actually their first LP. I know that now. I didn't know it back then. But I recall I knew a little bit of French. I could understand, speak a little bit of French. And I remember, you know, flipping the record, going through the words. In my mind, they were not even songs, just words. And it was words that I was able to translate, which I found pretty disturbing for a 9-year-old kid to do that. But the song was L'amour anal, which translates for anal sex. That's disturbing as fuck. But anyways, that's how things started going for me. Then I remember clearly, age 10, around that time, my mom got me a Prince cassette. I don't remember the cover of the cassette. I don't remember which album was. But man, I will listen to that thing all day long. All day long. I love Prince. I love Prince, but I don't own a single record by Prince. Shame on me. But yeah, and then, you know, from that weird, you know, experience in Paris, being exposed to those things, to come back home and listen to Prince, nothing made sense, but I guess now it does. So not too long, you know, not too long after that, one of my cousins gave me this, and then was Game Changer, Ramones, Rocket to Russia. There was no more Madonna's, anything for me. There was nothing on the TV, music-wise, that I care for after listening to this. Ramones. So, at that point, I needed to find out more. And with the Ramones, came along these 4 bands that I think I showed on my last video. I was exposed to it, most likely because they were extremely popular in Portugal. They were huge in Portugal. Was The Cure, the Three Imaginary Boys. Was Joy Division, which I used to have the records. I don't have it anymore. I used to spin records at high school parties and shit, so some got stolen, borrowed, sold for shit that you should haven't sold them for. I have this Warsaw record that is pretty rad. Pogues. I have everything by the Pogues, but the Pogue Mahone, which doesn't feature Shane McGowan, but is a great record, but I will not pay $200 to listen to one song. And Jesus and Mary Chain, of course. Also, at this time, I was also listening to The Mission, Sisters of Mercy, Elliot Sex Fiend, that kind of shit. Also, some psychobilly start to creep in, like The Meteors and King Kurt and shit like that, because he was popular at the time. And then, something happened. Bought a VHS tape of a Dead Kennedys show in San Francisco. I don't remember the club. It was the club that Dirk Dixon owned. And that thing blew my mind. Just watching, you know, all those kids with bleached hair and stage diving and all that. That was it for me. And then this, an absolutely classic. You know, at this point, this was like, there was point of no return from here. It was just punk, 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 punk. And also, not too long after that, cassette tape came about. Got a hold of this cassette tape. There was like the Apocalypse Tour, Punk Apocalypse Tour, that featured these bands, which was Anti-Our League, Anti-Pasty, Discharge, Crown Jan, and Exploited, Shame on Me. I probably had 3 or 4 copies of the first press of Punk's Not Dead, and these days I only have this picture disc from Captain Oi. Shame on me. I need to get one of those OG copies. Such a great record, underrated. So at this point, too deep on this, I gotta, you know, mention that, you know, I was born in the 70s. I was born in 77. So a lot of people from my generation, they, you know, they enjoy the Green Days and the Offsprings and all that. You know, for me at that time, when that became popular, I was already too, you know, Dead Kennedys put me away from that. I was already too deep into Dead Kennedys, Crass, Discharge, Broken Bones, English Dogs. So I miss that. And I never revisit that. Maybe it's something that I should do it. I don't know. So I missed that. I missed that thing. Honorable mentions that I got to put it out here. I'm not gonna go about, you know, too much about this, but this is like the Portuguese punk trilogy, the 3 classic Portuguese albums, full length, that were important for my generation. Censurados, first album, Mata Ratos, Rock Radioativo, first album, and Pesticida Veneno. Yeah. So yeah, and that was it. And then we're talking maybe 91, 92, and after that, it was just all punk rock for me, baby. That was it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope this video makes any sense. And as I said, send you $50, bro. You guys have a good weekend. Take care. Bye.